Hello there. It's time for another Social Sports Pad podcast. I am your host, Ricky. With me, as always, is Ben. And with us today is Alex. We're here to talk football. Week 6 is nearing its end with the Monday night game coming up between the Denver Broncos and the LA Chargers. We're not really going to cover that tonight because everybody knows that the Chargers are going to win tonight because the Broncos, they suck like Kardashian. Um. So anyway, we are going to talk about the games from Sunday. We are also going to talk about the recent trade of the Carolina Panthers dealing Robbie Anderson to the Cardinals. We're going to talk the injury implications of Hollywood Brown and Carson Wentz, and basically we're going to talk a little fantasy. Get some of that going on from injuries and whatnot around the league. I mean, it's always good to talk fantasy every now and then. I mean, the guy at Walmart definitely gives you a look when you show up with a pack of condoms, a thing of Crisco, and a watermelon.
That is a look and a half.
Yep.
Questionable.
I mean, hey, that's what you got to do, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, let's get into it. All right. So we are going to start off in Hotlanta as the Atlanta Falcons pulled off an upset special over the San Francisco 49ers, beating them by 2 scores. Yeah, seriously, yesterday was not a good day for any parlay bets. Just saying, they got busted supremely. Definitely. Did you see anything out of this game that
well
was going to be normal?
I did not expect this.
Not at all. I think nobody expected this. We had Pitts getting a touchdown.
It's like Oprah Winfrey over there. They got a touchdown. Mariota threw 3 touchdowns. Who would have thunk?
He was Super Mario. So
Super Mariota.
Yeah, I totally.
I don't know how super he was, but he went 13 for 14, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Wait, he only threw 14 passes?
Only threw 14 passes for 129 yards.
Golly.
He ran for 50, got a touchdown. So he's the only one that got the touchdowns. He threw for 2 and he ran for 1 on the ground. Garoppolo did not get Samuel in the game at all.
To be fair, it was it was the 49ers coming to the East. You know what they say about, and it was a 1:00 game. So, West Coast team coming to the East Coast, they're going to be tired. They're going to need a little bit of energy. Speaking of energy, reminding everybody as always to go to W Energy. Get yourself some of that, some of that mix. They are America's best tasting gamer energy drink of 2022. Remember to put in our 10% code SSPP10 to get 10% off of your order. Definitely something the 49ers desperately needed yesterday. So, Alex, anything that you see from that game other than a rash of disappointment out of the Niners?
Kyle Pitts got a touchdown, finally.
I know, right? Like, bunch of fantasy people were just like, yes, finally.
Finally. 10 points.
Right?
In PPR. 10 points in PPR.
I don't think anybody. Is there anybody really that plays standard anymore? Like, I think everybody's just gone to PPR.
Yeah. I play 2. I play in the standard and in a PPR. And the PPR is league that I'm in. I have a Pitts.
Nice. I'm in 4
yesterday, so it sucked.
Yeah, I did 4. The one that was standard in my, my favorite league, we just went to a half-point PPR, and that was that's definitely been made things a little bit interesting.
Probably the best format.
Yeah, what, half point?
Yeah, or the middle ground format.
Yeah, full point PPR just makes things just nuts. So So we're going to leave Atlanta and we're going to go to Cleveland, where the Browns definitely went down the toilet against the New England Patriots. This one, New England was that they were actually the underdog in this. Yeah, they were, I mean, they were 1.5 underdog, so it was kind of like more even than anything else. But, but still, like, the Patriots to be the dogs, so hey. But yeah, anything from this game. Ben.
Sorry, I was trying to invite somebody to our podcast. Which game were we referring to? The Patriots?
Patriots and Browns.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's the reaction there.
I wasn't even expecting this to happen. I was expecting it to be a little closer than what it was. I was expecting the Browns to actually win. Zappa zapped him. Let me tell you. I mean, he did good.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have a quarterback controversy in New England now?
Probably not. It's probably still the Mac Jones show.
Still the Mac Jones show? You think this is going to turn into a Todd Brady and Garoppolo situation or Brissett?
Well, I mean, like, seriously, we've definitely seen the last of Brian Hoyer in New England.
Oh, yeah. Hoyer who?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Brian Hoyer. He still plays football.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So
I mean, he spread the ball around. Now I'm questionable at this. How the okay? Do you see what I'm seeing on the stat line? Are you looking at the stats?
Oh, I don't even have the stat line up because there's actually one stat that I'm just like, I'm waiting for Alex to kind of chime in before I kind of.
Are you talking about this game?
I'm talking about that game. Yep, I'm talking about that game.
So, how does Zappa have 1 reception and -6 yards?
He probably caught a ball that was batted away and then got tackled immediately.
It's great.
It does happen. It does happen.
Very rare then, because I don't see it much.
I mean, Marcus Mariota, he when he was in Tennessee, he has a touchdown pass to himself.
I remember that. So
right.
Nick Chubb wasn't very chubby.
Yeah, well, he was kind of chody, not chubby.
They are not utilizing Hunt. Hunt needs to be
dude. What? Like seriously, in that one league that I have with the half PPR, like I'm down to like Hunt as my only real healthy running back. Yeah, it's just like no, why? What? Yeah, I mean, especially you're down.
Like
utilize
and checking down to him. Like, what is going on here?
He doesn't have Baker. I'm sorry. Brissett definitely is not utilizing his running backs kind of quarterback. He tries kind of like the middling kind of play instead of I mean, Baker is best when he dinks down to his running backs. And that's why, that Cleveland was how they were. Like they was able to use the running backs, bring everybody up, and then go over the top. So Alex, before I, bring out the missing persons report, what did you see from this game? Alex, you still here?
Says he's here. I wonder if he stepped away.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Ramondre Stevenson, 2 touchdowns, averaging 4 yards per carry, with 76 on the ground.
Yep.
And then another 15 through the air. Pretty good day for him.
Stevenson definitely, he is definitely proving himself right now to be kind of a bell cow back. So Damien Harris, hey, it was nice knowing you. You can kind of, take a spot on the bench, get yourself a little bit of, made in the shade, take them back up reps until you're all healthy and everything like that. But no, from this game, we have a guy from the missing persons report, Hunter Henry. Where the hell have you been, man?
I remember seeing him last year.
I have him on my fantasy team.
But no, like seriously, like Hunter Henry, like ever since he has come to New England, it has been absolutely disappointing for him. Like he was
same for Jonnu.
So much better. I mean, same with Jonas Smith. Like both of those guys went to New England to kind of replace Gronk and and have done absolutely bupkis for any relevant weaponization in New England. So welcome back, Hunter Henry. I think we will see an uptick in the Hunter Henry production with the Zappa.
That's not on Hunter Henry though.
I mean, yeah,
That's on the quarterback.
I'm just saying. He was.
I mean, that just goes to show that you're staring down certain people, and you're not checking down,
or you're not hitting your reads. And I mean,
yeah.
And I mean, hey,
Who
that
knows
might
what else
be
is
what's going on. That might be what causes, I guess, the Zappa in New England.
Henry was from San Diego, right? He came from the Chargers.
Yes.
He lit it up when he was in with the Chargers.
Yes, he was. And
just like Everett right now.
And just like Jonas Smith did in Tennessee before he came out.
Yep.
Is it the system? Is it the player? Is it the quarterback?
I think it's the quarterback. I mean, like you can tell like different quarterbacks do play differently.
Yeah.
So definitely,
we'll get to that at one game here shortly, eventually.
Yeah. All right. Now, we are going to Green Bay, and where I am filing a missing person report on wide receivers for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I got a $2,500 wanted poster out there.
Yeah, like seriously, he needs some help. Needs something to happen. Because the Jets do not SUCK. They are playing scary good right now. As they defeated the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. Like that's the shocking thing about it. Like I could understand the Jets beating Green Bay in East Rutherford, but not in Lambeau.
When was the last time somebody has beaten Green Bay at their home turf?
It's been forever and a day. That's like somebody to go into Aaron's house and just like beat them like they stole something. Hey. So yeah, what did you see out this game?
Let's see.
Go ahead.
Breece Hall is a really good running back.
Breece Hall is him.
Yeah, it's him. Sauce Gardner, troll job of the year, wearing the cheese.
I mean, you got to do that when you need a sauce.
True.
Yeah,
even though they did this all while Zach Wilson was blah.
Zach doesn't need to be exuberant. He doesn't need to be Josh Allen right now when, you kind of give Aaron Rodgers his lunch.
Yeah.
So, Ben?
Well, from what I see on this game, I see a lot of stats with Aaron Rodgers throwing. I don't see the stats where he's really throwing a lot of touchdowns. There's no running game at all going on. I don't know if there's a absentee offensive line or if it's just like they suck. Like I 41 yards.
They have Aaron Jones.
Carries. Yeah, he only had 19 yards and 9 carries.
I think it actually might be the line that's going on in Green Bay.
I feel really bad for Aaron Rodgers right now.
Because I mean, like even without chemistry with his receivers, he has chemistry with Jones. He has chemistry with
Dylan.
And so
the only person you have in this entire Packers offense that's a veteran is Cobb, and he's old as dirt.
Yeah,
I mean, Lazard's been with them for a few years. That has been Green Bay's MO, the bread and butter for Green Bay since they had Aaron Rodgers. They get somebody, he do good, as a receiver, and then he'd go somewhere else.
Yeah,
I mean, that
they won't
happened
pay him.
with Greg Jennings when he first started. Went to Minnesota. Jordy Nelson went to
Oh
the
yeah.
Raiders. You know,
Someone else also went to the Raiders.
I mean, Devontae. I mean, so basically, so what we're saying also is, don't be surprised if you see Lazard in a Raiders jersey next year. Basically, because the top receiving option for Aaron Rodgers likes to go to the Raiders.
I don't know who wants to go there right now. They're a hot mess.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, they suck. I think they're eligible for a top 3 pick this year as of right now.
Maybe we'll see.
They had a
It's
good
too,
weekend this time.
It's too soon for the draft. So yeah, let's leave Green Bay. It's kind of leave Zach Wilson to Aaron Rodgers' mom. And then we will go to Indianapolis, where the Colts actually won a division game.
About that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Revenge game.
I mean, I'm mad. This game busted my parlay big time. Because I went with the under. I was like, yeah, you have no Jonathan Taylor, no Nyheim Hines. There's not going to be much scoring. Jacksonville doesn't need to score much. They have a stauncher defense than this.
Me too, bro.
They get
negative 1 point.
And then combined, they do 61. 20 over the line. Like, you jackasses. But now, so you guys see from this?
Well, Matt Ryan was actually Matt Ryan.
All right,
Finally got good.
found persons report. Matt Ryan,
58 attempts, may I add. That's a lot.
I mean, yeah. So, actually, I think we're starting to see a theme coming up with this week. It's guys that kind of fell by the wayside that are starting to come back. Like we had Mariota in Atlanta. We had Hunter Henry in New York. I mean, we didn't have anybody really in the Jets. But it's like
reports.
It's like Matt Ryan right now with Indianapolis. Kind of crazy.
He just had a resurgence of youthfulness coming out of nowhere. They only had 16 carries for 45 yards. Pittman sighting, 134 yards, no touchdowns, unfortunately, but he had good stats.
I mean, like the problem right now with the Indianapolis Colts is they don't have a clear one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people are like, Michael Pittman's the clear one. No, he is not a clear one. All right. Indianapolis for years has had a clear one. All right. When Peyton was there, it was Marvin Harrison.
Yep.
With Andrew Luck, he had Reggie Wayne, and then he had T.Y. Hilton. Ever since then, there's been no real one in Indianapolis. Matt Ryan is playing almost with the same kind of crew that he had in Atlanta. The only difference is Jonathan Taylor is a better running back than anything that he's had in Atlanta.
True.
He's had decent running backs throughout the years, but not
a Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he had Devonta Freeman, who was good for a year, maybe two. The Super Bowl era, he had Foreman and Coleman. Seriously, everybody wants to talk about the 28-3, loss to the Patriots. That game went south once Tevin Coleman went down. When it was all on Devonta Freeman's shoulders, Atlanta could not move the ball.
Oh boy.
It could not move the ball at all. And that's why New England won that game. Won that Super Bowl. All right. So let's move away from Indianapolis and let's go to Miami. This game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought Minnesota was just going to run, ravage, and pillage. Is it still Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. Either way, I thought they were gonna rock them like a hurricane down in Miami. All right, so
Hard Rock.
what did you guys see?
It's Hard Rock now.
It's Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Eh.
Well,
I'm
from
old.
what I see here, I see Bridgewater played a pretty freaking good game, and minus the 2 interceptions. I mean, I granted, who knows if those are really his fault. Do I say that he even had a running game? They didn't really have one. I mean, 49 yards, I guess, isn't terrible, but there's no.
Minnesota's been better against the run anyway. Yeah, this year.
Cousins only threw for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now Hill and Waddle, they had pretty good yards. I mean, Hill had 177, Waddle had 129. And Gesicki, he had 69 yards with 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, missing persons fighting Mike Gesicki.
He's back.
Had 2
and
touchdowns
again.
What did you say? He's gritty?
That's the wrong town.
But now
he did it again, folks.
Just going there. And
speaking of gritty,
how did Justin Jefferson do?
107 yards on 6 catches.
That's not bad. No touchdowns for the top receivers in the game, though.
Hey, sometimes you just lock them down. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go to a place where a top receiver did get a very important touchdown. New Orleans losing to Cincinnati. Jamar Chase getting that game-winning touchdown. Basically covering the spread for Cincinnati. Definitely got got one of my 2 or 3 parlay picks right. Minnesota and then Cincy right here. Anything else you got from it?
Well,
yeah, Joe and Chase connecting in New Orleans, just like old times.
Yeah, like old times. I think I even predicted the spread by Burrow and Chase going ham. I'm pretty sure I didn't say Burrow was going to get 300 yards and go to Chase.
Will Lutz coming back from injury, a great game.
I mean, a missing person. Will Lutz coming back from the injury there. So yeah, basically that is going to probably be the title of this week's podcast. Is basically the lost and found people of the NFL this week. Pretty much we're finding one person every game. So we're gonna leave Cincy and New Orleans. We're gonna go to the East Rutherford, where the Giants beat the Baltimore Ravens. Comeback Player of the Year candidate Saquon Barkley got that game-winning touchdown against Baltimore, and I'll let you guys talk a little bit about it before I just start laying into Baltimore. All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about direct snapping to your running back? Do you see this?
Oh, Wildcat?
Yeah.
It depends on the person that's getting the ball. If it's a running back that knows how to throw, or receiver that knows how to throw, or was a former receiver, or former quarterback, such as like Antoine Winderwell or somebody like that, I'm totally fine with it. But not if it's somebody that never has thrown a ball in their life. No.
I mean,
yeah, I noticed they did that, maybe 3-5 times, right, in this game?
Who? The Giants or the Ravens?
Yeah, the Giants. The Ravens didn't do this at all. But it was the Giants, especially
the Ravens are the ones that should be doing it.
I mean, the Ravens, honestly, they snap to a running back every play. But, hey, whatever.
Yeah, normalized for them.
Yeah. But no.
But yes, Ravens blowing leads. Is that their year? They just blow leads now? Is that what they do?
Hey, there you go. But no, I mean, this is definitely a different Giants team than we have seen in the past.
They're dangerous.
Like not your grandmom's team.
Yeah, they're not your grandma's Giants, where it's been carried by their defense. No, this is a Giants team that is very creative. That definitely they fight for their coach. They are definitely a more dangerous New York Giants team than I have seen since. Well, it's even more dangerous than some of the Eli Manning teams with a stellar defense. But the main thing about this was Baltimore. Like, come on, man, you guys got to do something. And Lamar Jackson is definitely playing himself not to a big time contract.
Yeah,
I know he was doing so well early in the year. Now it's just
right now you have somebody
hitting the low.
standing over top of them, poking them with a stick, asking them to do something, and they're not doing anything right now.
It's not even that. Like, you have one job at the end of the game. You are up by 10. All right, in the fourth quarter. All right, you protect the fucking football. All right, you do your best to protect the fucking football. All right. Let's see. The first interception that actually led to the Saquon Barkley touchdown. Why the fuck are you throwing it? You throw it into the stands. You give the fans a souvenir, not
I know, right? Like, wait,
not
I thought
throw it in the middle
throw
of
it
the
away.
fucking field. Hey, you give somebody, oh my God, I got a catch from Lamar Jackson, go into the stands and sign it for him afterward. No, You gave the Giants their first interception of the year on defense.
They could have had it earlier in the game, though.
Oh, there were a couple of times, that could have happened. I think there was one that was like tipped up in the air that actually I thought was an interception, but like it just from the camera angle. But no, I mean, like seriously. And then, you are not making good decisions right now, Lamar Jackson. You, sir, need to look in the mirror. You need to find whatever it is that you got to do. Put your jockstrap on right and play some fucking football. Play smart football, sir.
Well, we all know what it is. You don't have
They
weapons.
have no. Well, they do have weapons.
No, a lot. Not like they used to.
True.
I mean,
they need receivers.
Okay, so Bateman.
They have a good tight end. They just need receivers.
They got rid of
He's not even going to his tight
end. Andrews?
No, he is not. I mean, he's not going to Andrews like he, used to. Like Andrews used to be almost like Cooper Kupp in LA. Where it was like he was always almost looking for him. It was like, I mean, yeah, Bateman is hurt?
I think he was hurt today.
But yeah, it was like he went a lot to Demarcus Robinson. He went a lot toward I mean, he didn't utilize Duvernay as much as he should. Duvernay right now, I definitely think is their unsung gem that needs to be utilized. Definitely keep him in the slot, and then basically roll it from there. Like when you're getting like the short yard gains and letting them run, Baltimore is definitely able to do a lot more. They just haven't lately. Kenyon Drake was running all over the Giants.
I know. I was like, whoa, Kenyon? He's back now? I haven't heard
like,
this man in like years.
Right? But I mean, this game should not have been lost by the Baltimore Ravens.
I agree.
The Giants did not win this game. The Ravens lost this game.
What do you think, Kevin?
Well, obviously the Ravens have a problem with it's the same problem with the Titans. They have a problem with consistently holding leads. We saw this, with the Miami game. We've seen it.
The first one.
The first one. We've seen it, and we've seen it just yesterday. So whatever's happening with, the offense during the second half, it's starting to become a problem for Baltimore. Because
absolutely. I mean, but this is week in, week out. Other than week one, Baltimore has definitely let teams back in and surpassed them each of the weeks since week one.
And this is almost unacceptable considering that Baltimore is what we would probably think of as a running football team. A team that utilizes Lamar Jackson and its legs, a team that utilizes a lot of running backs. They should not be blowing leads like this.
Yeah, like they're laughable now.
Mm.
Like almost. Like I probably like looking at Baltimore from now on. I'm just gonna be like, okay, what's the spread? And if it's favoring Baltimore any at all, I'm going against Baltimore in the spread from now on. Just because of the woeful ability of their defense, to let these teams back in. I'm picking on Baltimore in any sort of parlay bet or anything now. I'm picking on Baltimore. So let's leave Baltimore and go back to go to a team in their division that actually won when blew a lot of parlay bets out of the water as the Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What did you guys see? Yeah,
surprise. I'm like, whoa, is Brady washed? I think he is now. He's. I remember when he used to own this team back in the day.
Yeah, I think you said that last night in the Discord chat about Brady owning Pittsburgh. So Kevin, what did you see? And also Kevin, welcome to welcome to
sorry
the
for my
social verse, man. Like
sorry for my extremely fashionably late arrival here in this new
man,
platform.
We're talking football. We ain't Cam Newton. There ain't no fashionable there ain't no fashion with this. We especially because I think like you got in like with Baltimore Giants and then Pittsburgh Tampa Bay. There ain't nothing pretty about this. These are nasty teams playing nasty games. So welcome.
Utterly disgusting. But anyway, what can we say about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their loss to Pittsburgh? Let's say that the running game hasn't really been as dominant as years past. I'm seeing the Leonard Fournette was only with 21 carries with 63 yards. It didn't look like they were really bankruptcy. Just
no, like like Fournette, he's not able to carry as well as it was. I think it goes to the Tampa Bay line woes. Because Brady lost his center preseason, lost both of his guards or tackles that he lost.
It's their offensive line is also battered. You had at least 3 or 4 after the first game.
Yeah, so
that are out of the season entirely. So that's also a big.
So they haven't gelled. So
what's the news on Pickett?
He got concussed.
Yeah. So missing person sighting. Mitch Trubisky going to town and picking up that victory for the Steelers.
But he's not very good. He was basically what was he? He got sent in at what? I
think second quarter.
Second quarter.
I mean, he still didn't lose it. He didn't pull a Baltimore. And he did way better than Russell Wilson will tonight. All right. So going to talk about bad teams. We're going to talk about the Carolina Panthers being the Carolina Panthers, losing to the LA Rams 24-10. I thought this game was going to be a lot more wider than that.
There's this game. All right. So
what was that end of the first half from Steve?
All right. So they had AJ Brown type of issue yesterday. So their former now receiver who they traded today, Robbie Anderson, is now going to Arizona. He got ejected from the game by the coach yesterday. I don't know what he said to the other coach, but the head coach overheard it and told him to get the F out.
It was his receivers coach that he was yelling at.
I don't know. It was I think it was a white dude he was yelling at. I can't remember if it was a white dude or a black dude, but it looked like a white dude. I'm not sure it's a white dude or wide receivers coach. I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, I mean, Robbie Anderson has always been a diva. All right, he was a diva.
I don't ever think he was good
from the Jets.
Yes, he was from the Jets.
I mean, he was a diva in the Jets. He's been a diva since he's been in Carolina.
He looks like he put his finger in a light socket. He looks silly. Like he needs to do something with that hair.
You know, and he's going to be a diva in Arizona. All right,
especially
you know
now that Hopkins is coming back.
I don't even see.
I mean, I personally see. I see Nuke probably fighting his ass. I'm just saying.
It was actually Steve Wilkes he was yelling at. So it was the interim head coach right now after Matt Rule got fired.
That one coach came in and threw him out of the game. Who was that?
Probably one of the position coaches.
It doesn't matter.
He had,
Carolina's just
and the interim coach did. That's fucked up.
Carolina's a dumpster fire anyway right now.
Mm-hmm.
On track for the #1 overall pick.
So
easily. But I mean, yeah, like Robbie Anderson. Like, what did the Cards get for Robbie Anderson? Oh, if they paid anything more than a 7th round pick, that.
I'd figure that'd be what it is.
They just wanted to dump his ass. That's all they wanted to do. They didn't care what they got him from. They just probably put a feeler out, and they're like, "Oh, yep, take it." We were gonna drop him anyway. Take it.
All right. So while we're on this game, these are I'm definitely wanting to bring up. The trade deadline is coming up. They both, Carolina had the issue with Robbie Anderson. Rams are having an issue with Cam Akers. Basically, apparently Cam Akers is on the trading block right now. And they've also talked about how Carolina is listening and fielding calls about Christian McCaffrey probably getting dealt to another team. So
they're trying to
let's kind of play off of the basically the reporting real quick, and let's do some speculation as to where we see these two running backs. All right, so let's start with Cam Akers. Let us kind of see, kind of predict where we see Cam Akers going. All right, so I'll go with Kevin first, then I'm going to go to Alex, then Ben, then me. All right, Cam Akers, where is his final destination?
For Cam Akers, it would have to be a team that is just, I wouldn't say on the cusp. I would say like they just need some sort of stability at running back, but they have all the other pieces there. Like you would say the Rams of last year, they had all the pieces there. They just need someone to hold up the back end. So I'd probably see someone like probably a Philadelphia or a Kansas City, maybe. Just someone. So he doesn't need to be asked to do a whole bunch, because I'm pretty sure that's. I mean, I don't know if Cam Akers is really the be all end all, but he's obviously not a Christian McCaffrey. Now, Christian McCaffrey, on the other hand, that's an interesting.
Hold that thought.
That's a more interesting take. I don't know where you would go.
Hold that thought. We'll get to McCaffrey.
Okay.
Just hold on to that. I like your thinking, though. All right, Alex, Cam Akers. Let's focus on Cam Akers.
So, if he gets cut, the Cardinals could use him, since James Conner is injury prone, and Darrell Williams is also injured, so they don't have any RB1 at the moment.
And I mean, Benjamin, he also got hurt yesterday too. So
Oh gosh. So yeah, they need the help. Now that's if he gets cut.
What
If
team?
he gets
Yeah,
traded,
I want trade. Let's go with trade.
he can go to the Colts since they also have RB woes, since they have no Jonathan Taylor and no Nakeem Hines.
All right.
And sure, who balled out yesterday? Deion Jackson was good, but
Yep, killed my fantasy. Yeah, but he also got hurt.
They also
Yeah.
make the question of, is Cam Akers really a starter, or is he just a role player?
he's probably a role player, 2 down back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm thinking more or less like D'Angelo Williams and what was his name in Carolina? Stephen Davis was there for a little bit. Washington.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yep.
a 2-3-headed running back option. Once
Okay,
everybody.
so where do you see Ben?
I mean, the Colts do make sense now that he said it. Colts do make a lot of sense. Seahawks did lose Rashad Penny.
Yep.
They could use a running back as well.
However, remember they have Kenneth Walker.
Nah, I
He
mean,
did good
Seahawks are
yesterday.
also known to not rely on one running back.
Yep.
Unless
Alright.
it's by Rod Lynch.
So,
But yeah, Colts do make sense. That or the Seahawks.
all right. So, with Cam Akers, I see him as kind of a prediction of where he's going to end up. The Rams. I don't think anybody is going to try and pick him up before the deadline. Nobody's going to trade for him. Rams aren't going
How
to cut
much
him.
would the Rams want? That's the thing.
It all depends. I mean, Cam Akers is still on his rookie contract, so
I don't think
like
he's that great. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
he's starter material at all.
I mean, it's it is what it is. And the Rams, I mean, nobody's really playing up to the standard of the Rams. I mean, to be fair, kind of fitting the theme of everything. We had an Allen Robinson sighting, like to the point where I sent a message to my boy Dave. I was like, dude, Allen Robinson still plays football? Like just how he has been a missing person all year.
Yeah.
No. So basically going away from Cam Akers, Christian McCaffrey. Where do you see Christian McCaffrey ending up after the deadline? Let's go with Kevin first.
One place only. I think that makes absolute perfect sense for both parties. The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had Christian McCaffrey basically hand in hand with Buffalo for the past like two years. Like,
Yeah.
hey, they
Like,
need him.
Considering that they're practically perfect everywhere else, and that running back depth and keep in mind they do play in Buffalo, so the running game will be very, very much a more essential part going through the season when the weather gets really, really weird.
And also remember, he can catch, so this will be an upgrade to the offense.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, Alex. Oh, sorry, Kevin. Nope, continue on. Sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to cut you off.
He said the Bills. Of course, the Bills is like the no-brainer one. So let's say a counter offer, and this one's probably going to be super.
Oh no, mine's stupid.
I'm thinking of one that's really stupid too.
I mean, I've already mentioned it in the pre-show. Wow.
I'm thinking Fantasyland stupid.
But yeah, well, waiting on Alex to come back. Kevin, what were you saying? Didn't mean to cut you off.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, once that weather started, going weird, like it's going snow, and the fact you remember that game with the Bills and Patriots being in a wind tunnel, and Allen didn't throw anything, and the Patriots didn't even bother to throw at all, and they ended up winning that game. So
yeah.
Take in consideration of that as well.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, let's go with Ben first. Let's go, Ben. Christian McCaffrey, where are you seeing him?
All right. In real life land, if we're talking a team that probably should use him, I would definitely say Buffalo. Question is, how would he react to the cold with his injury, past history? Because that's not healthy on the bones. We all know that.
Nope.
I mean, the Buffalo Bills do make sense. I mean, hypothetically, you could also, I mean, this isn't the Fantasyland idea either. This is actually a real life idea. The Eagles right now possess a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
What if they decided that they wanted to pick him up, and so it will alleviate Hurts from trying to run around a lot?
Okay.
Now, Fantasyland, and it makes kind of sense actually that I look at it, but Fantasyland, I want him to end up in Denver because his dad was there. But if you also look at it, they really don't have running backs.
I mean, they got Melvin Gordon, and they got.
It would help Wilson, definitely.
Yeah, I think the problem is Wilson.
I mean, I agree. I think the problem
in
is
Denver
too. But Fantasyland.
All right. So, my opinion. All right. So, we've talked for a while on the decline of a certain running back in Dallas named Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
I see Jerry Jones making a splash pick, basically him trading for Christian McCaffrey. I see that as a Jerry decision. Basically McCaffrey is the kind of wow splash name. And I mean, it does open a lot of things up for that offense. I mean, Dak, you don't know how his hand's going to be coming back, so, a nice small, short dink and dunk target would definitely work. Plus, if you have two dynamic running backs, I mean, I'm surprised Green Bay doesn't do this all that much either, is running a twin back offense, where it's like, okay, are they going to run the ball with Zeke? Okay, we'll run the Zeke. We'll go with Zeke. We'll try and cover Zeke. Oh, we'll give it to McCaffrey then, and vice versa. Like that's.
I mean, it kind of would make sense even in Washington, really.
Yeah, with Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost want to say Christian McCaffrey has more probably.
He can fit a lot of teams right now.
I can fit pretty much every.
I mean, there are teams. I mean, don't get me wrong. Washington might not be a playoff team, but I mean, still have still have a chance. I mean, even with Heineke in there. I mean, if you think about it, the 49ers could use one. Patriots could use a running back.
Oh man, could you imagine like Belichick freaking salivating having Christian McCaffrey?
Bro, he would love it.
Oh man, yeah, because
his new toy.
Yeah, like Belichick loves toys.
He loves nice. Jaguars with McCaffrey.
I mean, they got Robinson, they got Eddie, and I mean, they don't really need that.
Could you imagine a Dolphins getting him?
Oh yeah, he'd go to the Dolphins.
I was gonna say more like, could you imagine New Orleans with Kamara and McCaffrey? Like that's just, oh my god, that just is nasty.
You said New Orleans?
Yeah. Like,
not only that, you'll have Taysom in there too.
My God, that would be.
You cover, man. You got Tebow
run
2.0.
Yeah.
I mean, jeez.
Or even Kansas City giving them a Mahomes. Yeah, just wow. So going back to the games.
Mahomes, yeah.
Going back to the games. We'll go to Seattle, one of the destination spots. Definitely need running back play. The Seattle Seahawks with Geno Smith, one of the comeback of the year candidates, leading the Seahawks to beat the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, the big thing, Hollywood Brown went down. He is out for 6 weeks with a fractured foot. So basically, anybody with him on their fantasy team, me, just got screwed a little bit.
Sorry to hear that. R.I.P.
Yep, rip my team, rip. But yeah, other than that, the Arizona Cardinals were just inept against the Seattle defense. So any other takes on this game, or you want to just skip ahead to the game of the week?
Kenneth Walker was good, and that's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
Not
I
really
think
much of a standout game, really.
Yeah, it was ho hum. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Denver Indy, but hey, it was definitely ho hum.
Yeah.
But yeah, going from there to the game of the week, as
Yes,
the
finally.
Buffalo Bills upset the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, the Bills were the dogs in this. I think it was mainly because it was played in Arrowhead. But yeah, so what did you guys see from this game? We'll go with Kevin first.
That apparently this is the Bills' world and we're just living in it. They got the piece that they needed last year, which was Von Miller. He was the one that made the pressure that forced the interception, the game clinching interception that gave the Bills the much needed victory against the rival Chiefs. And hopefully for the Bills, it does mean that they will have home field advantage against said Chiefs. And I really wonder what Patrick Mahomes is going to do against a team in the playoffs, not in Arrowhead. He has yet to play in the AFC playoffs outside of Arrowhead. The team, just because they're that damn good.
I actually wasn't the one game against New England when he lost.
That was in Arrowhead.
That wasn't Arrowhead?
Yeah,
I could have sworn it was in Foxborough.
No, it wasn't.
Anyway, continue on.
But anyway, it looks to me like Josh Allen is on track to being NFL MVP because that was such a clutch throw with Dawson. I was basically just pointing to say, hey Dawson, just go there, and the ball is going to be there.
That was
great. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
And just hit my prediction where he was going to get 2,000 yards. He was only 20 yards shy.
Wow. 2,000 yards in 6 games. That's crazy. Yeah. Alex, what your thoughts on this game?
So let's see. Von Miller was worth it, but also this offense, the Bills run, is the ideal offensive scheme. They can run anything at any time, and it will always be at a high level. Pretty much, you can't really stop it. You can only kind of slow it down.
You hope to contain it.
I mean, could you imagine McCaffrey coming in here? He would be, what was it, LaShawn? He would be just 2.0. Huh? 2.0, man.
Hey.
Well, at this point, the only thing that can really stop the Bills are themselves right now.
Yeah.
Either that or the weather in Buffalo.
Actually,
or injuries.
I was gonna say, didn't I say like in our Facebook group, like on that initial fumble, McKenzie was making a bunch of mistakes out there for the Bills. One, the not paying attention with Josh running when he did the lateral for that the opening drive fumble. The one other play where it was like, he fell down, a couple times. Like, it's just like McKenzie was definitely not playing at a high level yesterday, and it almost cost the Bills. I almost expected Kansas City coming out of the half, driving down the field and getting a touchdown for Kelsey. Kind of, it was just like the way that the first half ended was almost exactly like the playoff game.
Did you see?
I'm almost thinking that they are going to replace Isaiah McKenzie and probably have Isaiah McKenzie be a potential trade piece for Christian McCaffrey because they have a replacement in him with the 5th round pick from Boise State, Khalil Shakir. Yeah.
I mean, that or dare I say, I mean, I'm a Bills fan. So, basically a lot of my stuff is a little bit biased, even though, hey, I'll pump the brakes a lot with the Bills. Ben will definitely attest to that. I am definitely pump the brakes with the Bills.
You're going to hate me then.
No, I know. I think you're a Dolphins fan.
No.
No.
Alex hates me for a better reason.
Yeah, right. Come on, man.
Well, before that, basically, you talk about the weather in Buffalo. All right, a lot of people want to be dogs on Devin Singletary, but last year Devin Singletary, as the weather gets colder, he gets hotter. Like he down the stretch was doing really well. I mean, especially when Zach Moss started to fade out. So, I mean, I'm not one really big component on getting Christian McCaffrey. I definitely see Carolina having a huge shopping tag for McCaffrey.
Yeah, they probably want 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, they probably want a Tyreek Hill trade for him. And I'm like, no, we should not and will not pay that much. And then Isaiah McKenzie, I definitely see what they should do with him is kind of let him get healthy because McKenzie definitely is playing hurt. And if you are able to get him to, back to healthy, kind of let him rest, let Shakir get some reps in the slot, take that position over. And then when we get in the playoff time, you start using McKenzie almost like a Debo back, like they did in the playoffs against New England last year. I mean, that's my take on it.
We do have sports breaking news currently.
What are we breaking?
The Cleveland Indians, I'm sorry, my bad. The Cleveland Guardians and the Yankees game right now is delayed in the first inning.
Because of rain, right?
Yeah, because of rain.
All right, that's a fun one. Definitely. It's the best time of year, gentlemen. I don't know about you. Like we got, I think NBA starting tomorrow. Hockey started last week. The MLB postseason is in full swing, and we got NFL season. Just it's tasty right now.
We have the Ovechkin watch currently. I mean, he's roughly probably 2.5 seasons or less away from Gretzky.
I mean, good on Ovi.
Yeah, I mean he's close to passing for second all time already.
Nice. I mean, if anybody's going to beat the great one, Ovi's definitely the guy I would want to see do it.
He probably would be doing it this year if it wasn't for COVID and it wasn't for the strike season.
Mm-hmm.
Probably already would be able to be on pace to beat it this year because he averages like 50 goals a year.
Yeah. All right. Let's kind of wrap it up by going to Philly. As Cooper Rush suffered his first NFL loss last night to the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. Basically, dropping all of the podcast listeners thought that Dallas was going to be the one to hand the first L to Philly. So Philly was dominant on defense. We're moving down the field at will. Any thoughts of who might possibly beat Philly?
Texans in a Thursday game.
Weirder things have happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not going to be a week after that because they have the Thursday night game against Houston, and then they get Monday night against the Colts. I think that's what we said.
Yeah, they have a bye week this week, and then they are at home against the Steelers. Then they go to Houston for the Thursday, and then
what if they lose against the Commanders? Because I don't see them losing to the Colts. I don't see them losing to the Packers.
True. What about the Giants?
Yeah, the Giants are the
the Giants are what, like week 15?
Yeah.
So
gosh.
Week 14. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you don't even have to play the Giants until late. So you're going to be probably home field advantage before you even take on the Giants in week 14.
Let's take a look here. They also have the Texans game, the Commanders game, and the Packers game are all prime time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this probably is going to be Philly Buffalo in the Super Bowl, and
which were my picks, by the way.
Hey, who did you have winning the whole thing?
Who do you think?
The Eagles?
The Bills.
Buffalo. I had Buffalo winning the whole thing. Either that or, oh God, that'd be awful. If the Bills ended up losing that Super Bowl, that'd be like what? You lost that'd be 5 losses, but even worse, you lost the Super Bowl to the entire
NFC East.
To the entire NFC East.
That is literally like Buffalo's kryptonite in the Super Bowl is the NFC East.
Are you an NFC East team? Oh, easy.
Yeah, that would be
it's like, take the points. I'm just saying.
That'd be sad at the same time.
But it seems like it's destined to become that way, isn't it? Because of how the season and those two teams have been playing.
Yeah, they've been phenomenal. And I would like to take this wonderful opportunity to make our wonderful plug to our other affiliate, the people at Fanatics.com. Go there and basically shop the sales. Right now, the ending tonight at midnight is up to 65% off of select items. So kind of get yourself a jersey of the MVP top 2 guys right now in the NFL, Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts. Basically, kind of get them at a little discounted rate.
Get Jalen.
I mean, what did I say? Did I say Jaden?
Jalen. Get Jalen's jersey.
No, he's just making a suggestion to get Jalen Hurts' jersey.
I mean, Josh Allen, QB1, man of the people. Hey, go get the Josh Allen jersey.
Get you a poncho because it's raining.
Yeah. I mean, you could get yourself a Robbie Anderson Cardinal jersey, or or get a Christian McCaffrey jersey, or wherever he's going to go. Definitely not a Cam Akers jersey because he's not going anywhere. Said the Guardians and the Yankees are what, game 5?
Delayed. It's game 5. Yeah.
Go Guardians over the Yankees on that.
Now we do need to mention injury report about Wentz as well. We didn't mention.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, because the Commanders game was on Thursday, but Carson Wentz out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken thumb, like Dak Prescott did. So kind of
Taylor Heineke time.
Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, in my opinion, I wish Howell came in because I want to see how he does under. I mean, I think he's the future. I really
grab a Heineke,
but I mean, it's going to be Heineke, but Howell's definitely going to be the backup.
Or do you think maybe they could trade for somebody at the deadline?
Who's going to be traded for? I mean, there's nobody to trade for.
Yeah, no, there's nobody. Trust me.
If you're trading,
then you also know Daniel Snyder. He makes some questionable decisions. A lot. He's like the Bill O'Brien of owners.
Are you going to trade for Flacco?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it's Daniel Snyder. He probably would trade for Flacco for like a first round pick or something. You know, he'd do something dumb like that.
I don't.
You know.
There's no. Is there anybody even out there tradable for?
Not really, because I mean everybody's kind of like hurt and whatnot. You know, like if Pickett were healthy, probably trade Trubisky, which I don't know, move with Heineke.
I think he can. I think he can do it. I mean, I don't have doubt in it.
I mean, the New York Giants would be like, hey, trade Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Those fans, they're just fickle on that, man. But then again,
I don't know.
they were also fickle on Eli in New York. I can't tell you how many. I just think unless it's like Phil Simms, the fucking Giants, just like don't like you as a quarterback.
Well, it's the New York market. You are always going to get scrutinized no matter what.
Yeah, they need like a Joe Burrow, kind of, guy with swag, and Daniel Jones has like that Eli kind of quietness to him. Even though, Eli's showing since he retired that he's got a little bit of swag to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that Manning the Manning thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like that was a wonderful marketing idea.
So we talked about the supposed news. I wouldn't say the news, but certain other topics around the NFL other than the games.
Well, we talked the trade of of Robbie Anderson to the Panthers, or to the Cardinals from the Panthers. We talked about how Robbie Anderson's a diva, that basically is going to be a diva in Arizona. We talked about Hollywood Brown going down for 6. We haven't talked about the Titans getting the new stadium.
Yes, I have.
Titan Dome.
See that Nashville, is it?
Yep.
It's going to be a dome?
Yes, it's a deal of a $2.2 billion stadium with the Tennessee Titans fronting at least $840 million of that, plus renovation and construction fees. That all goes to the team.
2.1 million.
Well, hey,
billion. With a B.
Billion with a B.
And
I just
with
the Deshaun Jackson is visiting the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Interesting.
And I think, well, here it is. Okay. So yeah, the Titans Dome Stadium is going to be $2.1 billion. Team in the NFL is going to be paying 840%, while the public is paying off $1.6 billion, 60%. It sounds bad on surface, but remember, Nashville is basically a tourist trap. They'll probably just use it to get hotel taxes and other stuff.
Yeah.
And I have the numbers for the Bills open air stadium, which what I'm guessing is going to get open at the same time around 2026, I believe.
When we going to a game, Ricky?
So what?
When we going to a game?
Well, when we start making money. I got to sell a couple more jerseys. Come on. I'll let you boy.
I got some injury report returns. Dak Prescott's plans to return against the Lions. Mm-hmm. And we have a missing persons report. We have a returning safety, Justin Simmons. For the Broncos, he's coming back tonight.
That's good.
Right. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, you got to score points. That's
their problem.
Yeah, the Broncos got a good defense. Their offense sucks like they get paid for.
Ooh. Hey, you want to laugh? You guys want to laugh?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Dodgers are expected to retain Dave Roberts as manager.
Oh God!
May the
2023
for them again.
I feel bad. It's almost like the Dodgers have like the Marty Schottenheimer of big league managers, because he does great in the regular season and then in the postseason kind of fizzles out.
So I have no idea about soccer, but apparently Benzema captures first Ballon.
Yeah, Karim Benzema, he got the Ballon d'Or today, his first one.
Wait, what is that?
The Ballon d'Or, the Golden Ball, It's the trophy for the best men's soccer player in the world.
He's got big balls. She's got big
No,
balls.
no.
Wait, what? No, he said a big
No, you know who
soccer
has
ball.
big
The
balls?
golden ball.
You know who has big balls?
Zach Wilson.
The Miz has big balls.
But yeah, so basically it's fun that you guys mentioned we're talking about other sports. The Social Sports Pad podcast soon will be branching out into each of the other sports. We will have not only the regular football talk, we will also talk about all the other sports, including professional wrestling. So anyone who has been a loyal listener to the show, all of our wonderful guests, we're definitely looking to definitely make it up to you guys, and basically talk more sports. We're also going to do some more social stuff, eventually, broadcast games through Twitch. We're gonna probably do some silly stuff, like food challenges and things like that, just to kind of entertain you. I mean, Alex, Kevin, you heard it here first. And then we'll also probably be looking for some other hosts, because as much as I've been definitely enjoying hosting duties, I'm definitely not as knowledgeable on most of the other sports as I am about football. So definitely we're going to be looking for some other people to kind of help us out, kind of carrying the torch, to help generate all this content that we want to send out for you guys.
Some NASCAR guys. Speaking of NASCAR, we did have a retirement over the weekend.
Partial retirement.
Busch, partial retirement. But Kurt Busch retired from full-time racing. Reddick replaced his car with 23XI. So he's going to be there for the next coming years.
So he's going to do like the Mark Martin thing where like you see him at like road courses and that's about it.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, good on Mark Martin. I miss that guy. But
I read an article about him today.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture of him. Like he's still looking, definitely like get that man in a car.
Yeah, get that man in a car. Let's go.
Give me that number 6 Valvoline. Hey. Yeah. So, all right. So basically, that's our show. Does anybody else have anything to add of you guys?
World Series. It's almost time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's the Phillies and the what?
The Padres and the NLCS.
Oof. Definitely Philly.
I mean, I have an offer to purchase tickets to get to see the Phillies, and they were cheap, they weren't that bad, were they, Ricky?
No, they weren't. That was definitely
like $90 was like the cheapest, and things like the highest was like 100 and something.
Yeah. So hey, if you are in the Philly area, go get yourself some NLCS tickets. Before they get all taken up by scalpers.
Link. Get you some gear.
Deal.
I like your boy.
All right, and it's gonna be Guardians versus who in the ALCS?
In the ALCS, it hasn't been determined yet. Game 5 will, if it does start, it'd be Guardians and Yankees for the right to play the Houston Astros, who swept the Mariners.
I told you they would be swept, didn't I?
Yep. Basically took out half of my heart pick.
Yeah. So
that was like my heart pick was Seattle versus Philly.
Philly's still there though.
I mean, yeah, but that's why I said half of them are gone. But I'm hoping the Guardians beat the Yankees. Yeah. I mean, I definitely see the Astros beating whoever. So it'll be Phillies Astros is my prediction on that one. And my heart wants Philly to win because Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody here wants the Astros.
Yes,
absolutely.
I don't hate the Astros. I mean, I don't hate them. Now, if they're the Yankees, yes, I hate them.
Oh
Yeah.
I mean, they hated. Everybody hated them in 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, the Astros.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah,
A little bit of 2021.
The whole cheating.
Not really too much this year.
I mean, some buy all the players. Some buy calls.
I do want to make some mentions of other sports, intertwining with other sports. I don't know if anybody saw the pay-per-view for WWE.
Oh, the day one getting canceled?
No, I didn't see that. No, I was talking about the past one.
Oh, you're talking about the return of Bray Wyatt.
No, well, Bray Wyatt came back. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that right now. But the Miz kept on. The Miz kept on getting terrorized by Gritty.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, yeah, like seriously, Gritty will whoop anybody's ass. I don't care. Like, not gonna lie. When we start, getting toward March Madness, we need to take all the mascots from each of the different sports and just kind of the best mascot.
Yeah.
Just get all of us in here and do that. Probably even make it go on the Facebook or whatever social media we want to do, and just put up polls, just hey, determine with the social verse, the best of the best of different sport related and not so many sports related things. All right,
sounds good to me.
So yeah, basically, thank anybody still listening right now. Thank you for sticking around and basically listening to us prattle on. It's definitely been fun always with you guys. But I am Ricky, and for speaking for Ben, Alex, and Kevin, wishing you guys a good night, a good week, and always a good season.